Welcome to Sports Talk.
Hello everyone, welcome. This is Nick from Top Notch Sports, and today we're going over our 2022 offensive tackle rankings for this upcoming year's draft. Now, right out of the shenanigans, I got to get this out of the way. This year's offensive tackle, prospects are not as good as last year's. Last year, wasn't it a loaded draft of what? Rashawn Slater, Penny Sewell, Tevin Jenkins, Dylan Radduns, Liam Eichenberg. There's people like Alex Leatherwood and Christian Dorsal. Neither of them were I a fan of at all. And there are so many more guys I can't think of right now off the top of my head. But right now, this year, 1 page, 2 page, 3 pages. I got 3 pages worth of notes that I got to get through in this video. So again, I'm going to try and make this be within a 35 to 40-minute video. I'm going to talk fast, try to get this over as quickly as possible, and then recap with you guys at the very end of the video. So let's hop into this right now. But before we do that, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, follow us on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. And not only that, but again, comment in the comment section below so I can answer all your questions. All right, let's hop into this right now. All right, so here we go. Here's our 2022 offensive tackle prospects. Here's my grading scale. Has not changed at all. I grade run blocking, pass blocking, toughness, IQ, and footwork. And this is a complete analysis after film study and their pro day. Here is my track record. And as you see, I've only been doing this for 2020 and 2021 for offensive tackles. In 2020, I don't think it was too bad. I had Jedrick Wills 1, Mekhi Becton 2, Andrew Thomas 3, and Tristan Wirfs 4. Some could argue that Tristan Wirfs turned out to be the best. It's tough. It's tough to rank offensive tackles because after the first year, the rookie year, a lot of people probably say Tristan Wirfs was number 1. After last year, Andrew Thomas started playing really good. Mekhi Becton plays good when he's on the field and healthy. I said he was very raw, but had probably the most potential out of all of them. And then Jedrick Wills has been solid the entire time. But again, he didn't get as much hype as Wirfs did when they won the Super Bowl his rookie year, right? Everyone was saying, oh, how good he is. But I still feel like you can argue and say that this is very close to the order, if not the order. 2021, this is a lot more accurate in my opinion. Sewell 1. This was a complete dive. I scouted 15 guys. Now you see, I have Alex Leatherwood ranked at 12 and Dorsal ranked at 14. Leatherwood might have been the worst out of all of them. But again, this order not bad. You can go through it. Let me know what you think. Sewell 1, Slater 2, Eichenberg 3. Eichenberg didn't play too great, but again, his film was just phenomenal in my opinion. Jenkins played okay. Radduns played phenomenal for the Packers. Karma was all right. Samuel Cosme played great for the Washington Commanders, and so on and so forth right down the list. So now let's hop into the first guy this year who I absolutely love. First guy earned a 75 as a grade, Ikem Ekwonu. We're just going to call him Icky. I don't know. What do you want to call him here? I have no idea. 6'4", 310, 34-inch reach. This kid is one of the toughest players I've ever watched. An absolute monster in the run game. He'll run the defenders into the ground twice on the same play. He is great in the screen game. He played both offensive guard and left tackle in college, so he's versatile and makes a switch in the NFL if he has to. I see him more as an offensive guard, to be honest, but he is a great offensive lineman. I think he can be very special, but as a tackle, he has some flexibility issues against finesse speed rushes around the outside. So again, I want to say this. I think he would be an absolutely phenomenal offensive guard. Absolutely phenomenal. Among the top guys on the offensive guard. Offensive tackle, I still feel like clearly I haven't ranked as the number 1 guy according to my grade scale. Now, again, my personal analysis will be at the end, but I feel like his versatility makes him one of the best linemen, or if not the best lineman coming out of this NFL draft this year. His toughness is phenomenal. He's a monster in the run game. He runs defenders into the ground. He has a natural straight to him, which I absolutely love. He's great in the screen game. He's versatile, can play left tackle or offensive guard. He's a good run blocker. His weaknesses, not the most flexible guy in the world, and he struggles against a speed rush on occasion. This is why I'm saying I think he would make a better offensive guard, but he has the capability to play tackle, so might as well draft him as a tackle, see if he can do it. If not, we change him to guard, and he'll be absolutely probably, I'm going to be honest with you, probably top 5, top 3 in the NFL in no time at the offensive guard position. Here's his breakdown. You're more than welcome to take a look at this, and we're going to move on now. Next guy, Charles Cross, earned a 73 grade. 6'4", 307, 34.5-inch reach. This kid is a left tackle on film. I really like the toughness he plays with, especially in the screen game. He's a great pass blocker and a good run blocker. His IQ is through the ceiling. through the roof as he can read stunts and pick up the right man every single time. So what are his strengths? He plays with toughness. He has good pass blocking, great IQ as he picks up everything. Truly doesn't have many weaknesses. Okay. I feel like this is another guy that's going to be really special. Okay. Really special. Doesn't have many weaknesses. Doesn't have too many strengths. There's a lot of average, a lot of in between. But I think he's going to be a pretty good NFL offensive lineman. Here's his breakdown. You're more than welcome to look at that. And here's the next guy, Thayer Munford, 73 as his grade. That means you're 73% of the possible points able to be earned. 6'5", 328, 35 and 1/8 inch arms. This kid played guard left guard. This kid played left guard this season, but played left tackle in prior years. He is going into the draft as an offensive tackle, but I watched him as an offensive guard. There's very limited film of him as a left tackle. He received high praise from all teams for making the transition and playing it well, which shows he can be very versatile in the NFL if need be. As an offensive guard, he played well, but I wanted to see him as an offensive tackle. As a left guard, he played pretty good, as I said before, especially in the run game. He made sure to get to the second level when he could. He was really good in the downhill run blocking scheme. So again, as a downhill run blocker, really good. Also showed really good blitz pickup protection. Overall, happy with the film I watched on him. So what are his strengths? Very versatile. He can get to the second level. He's a downhill blocker. He's good at blitz protection, and that shows that he has good IQ. He's good at run blocking in general, and he plays with some good toughness. His weaknesses: not truly experienced at offensive tackle, played interior offensive lineman and offensive tackle in college, which again, that helps his versatility, but it shows that he has a lack of experience in one position. And again, in the NFL, they don't care about you being very versatile. They want you to be a master or a specialist in one area. Here's his breakdown. And here's the next guy, Bernhard Raimann, earned a 72 as his grade. 6'6", 303, 32 and 7/8 inch arms. This is a left tackle. He does a really good job against over-aggressive pass rushers and flushes them out of the pocket, but sometimes he struggles catching up to fast edge rushers. He is a tough lineman who likes to punish the defender. Really good on blitz pickups, blocks until the whistle blows, and is good at blocking against a variety of moves. Occasionally has trouble against a spin move to the outside. So what are his strengths? He flushes aggressive rushers. What does that mean? Well, here's a pocket, right? It's like a U shape. I don't know if you see this. It's literally a pocket. And if you're playing left tackle, right, and this edge takes a wide angle around you, and your quarterback is right here, okay? So this is going to be tough because I can't literally draw you a picture. But the quarterback's here, you're the left tackle here, and the edge rusher's coming around the edge. If you push him all the way around, and the quarterback is right here, he can step up in the pocket, move around, maybe scramble out to the outside, and get a nice play, as long as you flush him around the outside and don't let him cut around that corner and attack the quarterback. So as long as you flush him around the outside and you don't let him angle in at the quarterback sharply like that, and you flush him around the edge, that's going to be a lot harder for that guy to get to the quarterback. So he does a really good job flushing aggressive rushers around the outside. He's a tough lineman. He punishes the defenders. He's good blitz pickups. He blocks until the whistle blows, and he has a good IQ. His weaknesses: I saw him struggle against a spin move and occasionally against a speed rush move around the edge. Here is his breakdown. You're more than welcome to look at that. And our next guy, Trevor Penning, this nasty son of a bitch. I'll be honest with you. I like this guy. He plays with some attitude. I like it. 6'7", 325, 34 and a quarter inch arms. This kid plays with attitude. He played offensive guard in his earlier years of college, but transitioned to left tackle. He is a good pass blocker, but he does tend to look lazy at times. He is a good run blocker who whiffs at times. When he gets his hands on the defender, he tries to throw them to the ground. He plays with great attitude, and I love it. Just not the most talented. This does not mean that he has a less potential than others. Just means that he needs some more work than some others. So what are his strengths? He plays with some nasty attitude. He has some versatility. Can play offensive guard or offensive tackle. He has an absolute nasty streak, and he's tough. Okay, this is a guy that with the proper coaching and coaching technique, he could turn out to be a really good lineman. Weaknesses: footwork is not the greatest. I do see that he's sometimes lazy. He misses some blocks. Sometimes, has his hands on his hips. and he whiffs at times in the run blocking game. Again, he wants to lay somebody out, and I love it. I love old school linemen. He's one of them. The issue is he's not the most, polished. Let's put it that way. Here's his breakdown. You're more than welcome to look at it. Here's the next guy, Kellen Diesch, 6'7", 301, 32.25-inch arms. This kid plays left tackle on the film I watch. He's a good pass blocker when he gets his hands on the defender. Sometimes he was too late around the edge. Overall, really good blocker, but needs to clean up his game. He has no quit, and he'll block a player 25 yards down the field. I absolutely love that. Blocks until the whistle blows. Toughness, footwork is a strength, and his weakness must clean up his game a little bit. Again, got to get his hands always on the defender. Doesn't always get his hands on the defender. When he gets his hands on the defender, he's fine, but he's too late getting off every once in a while and lets that guy around the edge. So this guy will cut around the outside and he's done. And right here, clearly, right, he looks like he's around the side. Now, again, this was more like a run blocking scheme here where maybe he's going to let this DN go and go second levels, what it looks like here. But again, on his film, you're going to see a lot of guys beating him around the edge. Here he goes again. Here's his breakdown. You're more than welcome to look at that. And here's the next guy, Evan Neal. You son of a bitch, right? That's what you guys are probably saying right now. Evan Neal, why is he way down the list, Nick? What's wrong with you? Why are you doing that? What are you doing? I do have my concerns. Besides him being 6'7", 337, and 34-inch arms, I do have my concerns on film. This kid had experience playing guard and tackle in college. He is versatile, and that is great for his longevity in the league. He's a good run blocker, but a better pass blocker. One thing I'm concerned about is his ability to defend against a quick defensive lineman. He does seem smooth, but his footwork is not always the best. He does not have the greatest flexibility, but he does seem strong. His run blocking is also good for an offensive tackle. He does demonstrate toughness at times. So what do we got here? Versatility. He played offensive guard and offensive tackle. He's good at pass blocking. He shows toughness at times. He has pretty good IQ, and he has phenomenal size. His weaknesses. Footwork is definitely not the greatest. He has a flexibility concern. Doesn't really have that good bend at the hips that you want to see from an offensive tackle, especially against those finesse edge rushers that have good bend. And last but not least, he struggles against those quick edge rushers, as I said before. Here's his breakdown. You're more than welcome to look at that. Here's the next guy, Nicholas Petit-Frere. 6'5", 316, 33 and 5/8-inch arms. This kid was utilized as a left tackle in 2021 and as a right tackle in 2020. He can play both spots, but I prefer him at the left tackle position. He is a really good pass blocker, but at times he is beat by speed rushers who take a wide path to the quarterback. He was also beat occasionally on inside moves. If he gets his hands on the defender, they will not get through. Straight up. He gets his hands on, they're pretty much sealed off, kind of like Jackson Carman from last year, in my opinion, that they moved to offensive guard. He holds his block until the whistle blows. He is also a pretty good run blocker. At times, he is found on the ground, but he does do a good job taking angles on linemen to open up big holes. Overall, he's a very good offensive tackle. Strengths, play both offensive tackle positions, which is nice. You can play left or right tackle if some of them doesn't pan out. Pass blocking is a strength. Toughness, brick wall when hands are on. When he gets his hands on, he's a damn brick wall and blocks until the whistle blows. Weaknesses, footwork's not the greatest. He ends up on the ground sometimes. And wide loop edge rushers. Wide loop edge rushers. What does this mean? Well, here he is playing offensive tackle, right? There's a tight end right there. The guy takes a really wide loop. The tight end's not here, and they take a wide loop and get around. Well, no crap, sometimes you're going to get beat. But sometimes when they take a real wide loop, they're kind of just taking themselves out of the play. So although he's getting beat, he's not really getting beat, okay? So he struggles at times, but again, it's just people running around him. In the NFL, that's not going to work out. People get rid of the ball within 3 seconds. If they want to take a wide loop, they're eliminating themselves from the play. And honestly, if they take such a damn wide loop, a good, smart offensive coordinator like myself, when I coach, wink, wink, I do coach, but I mean, I was an okay offensive coordinator, but if you diagnose that when he comes around the edge, you're just going to kick him out and run an off tackle play between the guard and tackle up through the gap with a fullback, and you're going to gain a lot of yards every single play. Only thing you have to clear out is a linebacker. All right, so that's Nicholas Petit-Frere. Here you go. Here's his breakdown, and here's the next guy, Darian Kinnard, 6'5", 322, 35-inch arms. 35-inch arms. That's one of the biggest arms in this draft. This kid is a true right tackle. He's a good run blocker, and when he gets the right angle, he absolutely mauls the defender. He struggles against some quick edge rushers and sometimes holds them. So again, sometimes you see him for that holding penalty. If a team needs a right tackle, this may be the right guy, considering the film I watched, he only played right tackle. What are his strengths? Run blocking, he mauls defenders, and his toughness. Weaknesses, trouble with quick edge rushers, and his footwork's not always the greatest. Here is his breakdown. Look at this guy showing the old gut. I'll tell you something, old school player right here. I kind of like him in the run game. Next guy, oh my, what a monster among men, Daniel Faalele. 6'8", 384, 35 and an eighth inch arms. Not the biggest arms in this draft. Just behind, I believe the only guy that has bigger arms than him in this entire draft is Braxton Jones. But we haven't even got there yet. So 6'8", 384, 35 and an eighth inch arms. I mean, look at this guy. He's a monster. 384. Most guys are around 320, 330. This guy's 384. This kid is a right tackle who's good at down blocking the run game. He does a good job getting his hands on the defender, and when he does, they usually end up on the ground. He's a little slow off in the pass game, but if they can work with him, he could be a solid offensive tackle in the league for years to come with the size. I mean, this dude might have the most potential. This is literally a Mekhi Becton on steroids with being 384. I mean, that's absolutely insane. I don't have Mekhi Becton's weight listed right now off the top of my head. I honestly don't know. But I mean, this guy could be 400 pounds when he gets to the NFL and adds some muscle. I mean, it is really possible. Going up to at least 4. So there you go. I mean, Mekhi Becton was 363 coming out. This guy's 384. Again, you don't want him to be 400. That's when you kind of get a little lackadaisical. You get a little slow. He's already a little slow, but I mean, he's an absolute powerhouse. Good down blocking. Great job when he gets his hands on. Run defenders into the ground. Great size. Good run blocker. And he's really tough. He demonstrates toughness. Weakness, slow off on the pass blocking, slow get off right off the ball, and his footwork's also not the greatest. Here's his breakdown. You're more than welcome to look at that. And here's our next guy, Abraham Lucas. 6'6", 315, 33 and 7/8 inch arms. This kid played right tackle in the film I study. He's a mauler in the run game and can get to the second level nicely. He is a good pass blocker as well, but on occasion gives up a bit too early. Seems like he can get stronger, but he is beat by bull rushing moves at times, which is kind of concerning. This dude going to come up, boom, boom, right back, bull rushing right into the quarterback. Not always the best. Mauler in the run game, gets to the second level, and good at run blocking. Weakness, gives up too early on plays. His pass blocking is a weakness as he's beat by some bull rushing moves. Here's his breakdown. You're more than welcome to take a look at it. As we go to our final 3 guys. Offensive tackle, Matt Mitchell, 6'6", 307, 33 and a half inch arms. This kid plays right tackle. On the film I watched, he seems to be a good run blocker, but not the most polished pass blocker. He can pass block, but does not have the most flexible hips. He is good at sticking with his defender and staying with the block. Overall, someone that could be a developmental player. I don't think he's going to come into the league and be a starter right away, but could develop into somebody being half decent. Good IQ, sticks with his blocks. Weaknesses, pass blocking is definitely one of his weaknesses, and his flexibility issue concerns. Here's his breakdown. You're more than welcome to look at it. And here's the next guy, Rasheed Walker, 6'5", 313, 33 and 5/8 inch arms. This kid plays left tackle according to the film I watched. He's not my favorite prospect in the world. He shows signs of talent, but he's beat too often around the edge. I saw nothing on his film that allows me to believe that he is going to stop this from happening. He needs to get better bend to the hips and get quicker off the ball. Rasheed Walker, good IQ, weakness. Needs to get quicker, needs to get better bend, beat too often around the edge. I mean, it was time and time and time. Again, you think that he would have learned. He never did. Needs to work on a lot to be a star in the NFL, let alone not to be a star, but to be a backup or a swing tackle in the NFL. Here's his breakdown. You're more than welcome to look at it. And last but not least, Braxton Jones, 6'5", 310, 35 and 3/8 inch arms. This kid plays left tackle on the film I study. He's pretty good at holding his block when he gets his hands on the defender. The issue is that sometimes he's not quick enough to get his hands on the defender. Gets beat on some inside pass rushing moves and quick rush off the edge. If he can get better initial get off, he will be much better. He's not bad when he gets his initial, get off, but the issue is his get off is terrible. Strengths, good when hands are on. Weaknesses, needs to get better to get off. Must get the hands on. Not the greatest in run blocking and gets beat in the inside and outside. Here's his breakdown. You're more than welcome to look at it. Here's a scale here, right? Offensive tackle ranking is according to the scale. This is the order that we just went over. This is according to my grade scale, right? So you got Ekwonu 1, Cross 2, Munford 3, Raimann 4, Penning 5, Diesch 6, Neal 7, Petit-Frere 8, Kinnard 9, Faalele 10, Lucas 11, Max Mitchell 12, Rasheed Walker 13, and Braxton Jones 14. Now, again, that's according to my scale. Okay, that's not according to my personal analysis. This is an unbiased. If you check the boxes and earn a high grade according to the grade scale, you're listed high on this one. I'm sorry for the dog in the background. I can't do anything about it. All right, so let's go to the next one here. This is going to be going down now to my personal analysis. All right, so here we go. Here's my 2021 left tackle rankings according to my personal analysis. All right, so I got Ekwonu 1, Cross 2, and Neal 3. Okay, those are my big three. You got Munford at 4, Raimann at 5, Penning at 6, Diesch at 7, Petit-Frere 8, Walker at 9, and Braxton Jones at 10. Really, I think the big three are all starting worthy probably right away in the NFL. When you get to Munford, Raimann, and Penning, these are guys, again, that could start in some systems if they match the scheme. And then Ferrari, Walker, and Jones, again, these guys, according to the left tackles, again, I would not start them right away, in my opinion. They're a little bit more developmental. Let's go to our right tackle rankings. Here's our right tackle rankings. So, again, Evan Neal as a right tackle. He played a little both in college. You could maybe play both in the NFL. Neal 1, Petit-Frere 2, Kinnard 3, Faalele 4, Lucas 5, and Mitchell 6. In this ranking, again, if you want to draft the right tackle, Neal may be your number one guy. Unlike left tackle, where you got Ekwonu and Cross, I would start both of them 1 and 2 over Neal. At right tackle, they don't show experience at right tackle. So if you're looking for the best right tackle available, even though Neal played left tackle the last year of college and you want to keep it the same, he does have experience at right tackle, and a team may draft him to be their right tackle. But Ferrari would be 3, Kinnard would be 4, Faalele 5, Lucas 6, and Mitchell 7. Now, again, for Faalele and Lucas, these two guys are really, really good, in my opinion, of developmental players, big-body guys. Faalele, really a big guy, 6'8", huge arms, heavy. As long as he can keep his weight under control and get a good get-off, he could be the most talented guy in this entire draft. Evan Neal, why is Evan Neal not ranked 1 at left tackle? Well, I'm going to be honest with you. He's a work in progress. Great size. A lot of people are going to say he's the number one guy because he can play both left tackle and right tackle. Well, look, I think Ikem Ekwonu's film is absolutely off. Like it just jumps off the tape compared to Evan Neal. Evan Neal, developmental player. He has a lot more size than Ekwonu, but the film shows that Ekwonu is just a better offensive lineman than Evan Neal, in my opinion. So here you go. Here are the right tackles. And here's the most versatile guys. So just the two most versatile guys. You can play both left and right tackle. You got Evan Neal and Nicholas Petit-Frere. Both these guys can play left and right tackle. And, again, if you want a swing tackle, you want a guy that you might want to use that left and right tackle. It doesn't really matter. Maybe you got a hole in both, and maybe he struggles at left, and then you want to try him at right. These are your two guys that can play a little bit of both and are very versatile. All right, and here's my final personal analysis ranking for all the offensive tackles in general. So you got Ikem Ekwonu at 1, Charles Cross at 2, Evan Neal at 3, Penning 4, Raimann 5, Petit-Frere 6, Munford 7, Kinnard 8, Faalele 9, Lucas 10, Diesch 11, Mitchell 12, Jones 13, and Rasheed Walker 14. So there's my final rankings. If you had to rank all these on a silver platter and say, who's the best guy? It's Ekwonu. Who's second? Cross. Who's third? Neal, Penning, Raimann, Petit-Frere, Munford, Kinnard, Faalele, Lucas, etc. right down the line. The thing is, I'm going to tell you right now, maybe not. Let me go back. I'll talk to you in person about this. Let's do that right now, actually. So, hello, I'm back. I know my hair's all over the place now. I'm moving my hair around, all kinds of things. So, I'm back. Welcome. So, here's what I got for all of you. In my opinion, you got Raimann, right? You got Bernhard. You got all these guys, blah, 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 blah. There's one guy I'm telling you right now. Abraham Lucas was pretty good, but really, Daniel Faalele. Daniel Faalele is a guy, in my opinion, that if he can get it all together, he could be a really special lineman in this draft. So keep an eye on Faalele. I have him listed really low, but all the potential's there. He just needs a good coach to coach him up. Man, I'm telling you right now, I would probably spend a decently high pick on him. I would do anything to bring him in on my staff just to work with him. He has the size. He has the potential. Now it's your job as a coach to coach this guy up. That's a job of a coach. The GM, you draft off of potential, in my opinion. And again, according to my film, is he the most talented? No. And I know he's way down my list, but if there's a guy I'm betting on, if there's a guy I'm going to coach up, it's Daniel Faalele. But again, that list right there is about to be like, who are you going to plug in right now? I got, potential kind of, influencing some of the decisions, but not much. I'm going to be honest. The offensive lineman, you want to get somebody that's going to play right away. Because I'm going to be honest, if they don't play good right away in the NFL, they're out usually right away. They're not going to wait. They're not going to try to develop you. Offensive line is usually a position that you're either going to play good right away or you're out of here. Immediately. You're drafting a starting left tackle. You're drafting a starting right tackle. And if you're not starting year one, you might develop into somebody, but they usually just move on from you. So again, I'm telling you now, Faalele is a guy that if I'm a coach, if I'm a GM, I'm saying, hey, listen, I'm drafting this guy in the second round, third round. It's your job as a coach now to improve this guy. He's 6'8", 380, humongous arms. I mean, for the love of God, he can just stand there and block freaking everything. He just does this, right? So, crazy guy. But again, Ikem Ekwonu, my favorite lineman. He's just nasty. I absolutely love him. I remember after watching his film, I was writing everybody saying, this guy is phenomenal. I've been having him as my number one lineman way before anybody else was. And now you're starting to say, oh, yeah, he's the number one. Oh, yeah, he's the number one. Evan Neal's falling down draft boards. Evan Neal, a little bit overhyped. But again, has the talent, has the size, should be coachable. But his film right now, not as good as Ekwonu. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me know in the comments below. We'll see you guys soon. Be sure to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and much more. Any questions, comment. See you guys soon. Peace. We are Built Better.